The Hex. On the night of October 30th, 1947, a transient laborer named Jake Bird broke into a home at 1007 South 21st Street in Tacoma, Washington, where he brutally murdered 52-year-old Bertha Klutt and her 17-year-old daughter Beverly June with an axe. The screams alerted neighbors, and responding police officers cornered Bird as he fled the house covered in blood, dragging him to Tacoma's Old City Hall jail after a violent struggle that left both officers wounded. What began as a local double homicide investigation quickly unraveled into one of the most chilling crime stories in American history. During his rapid trial in November 1947, the 45-year-old Bird was convicted and sentenced to hang at the Washington State Penitentiary in Walla Walla. Allowed to speak before Judge Edward D. Hodge handed down the death sentence, Bird faced the court with terrifying stillness, leveling his eyes at the prosecutors, defense, and court officers to declare, "I'm putting the Jake Bird hex on all of you who had anything to do with my being sentenced to death. Mark my words, ye will die before I do." To the packed courtroom, the outburst seemed like the desperate, spiteful venting of a trapped murderer. But within weeks, those scoffing words transformed into a grim reality. The Jake Bird hex went from a courtroom outburst to terrifying headlines as key figures in the trial began dying in rapid succession, almost all of sudden heart failure. Just 1 month after sentencing Bird to death, Judge Edward D. Hodge suffered a massive, fatal heart attack. Shortly after, Bird's court-appointed defense attorney, J.W. Selden, died of a heart attack, followed closely by Detective James Wiseman, the lead police officer who had taken Bird's official confession. The toll continued to climb when Officer Roy Brooks, who authored the initial police reports on the double homicide, died of a heart attack, and a prison guard assigned to oversee Bird's cell block on death row unexpectedly died of heart failure. To round out the fatal tally, the court clerk who officially recorded Bird's death sentence contracted a sudden case of pneumonia and died before Bird ever reached the gallows. As news of the 6 deaths spread through Tacoma and the Pacific Northwest, law enforcement officials and court staff openly admitted to being spooked, while Bird himself relished the terror, boasting from his cell that his curse was taking care of business. While waiting on death row, Bird bought time by dropping hints to investigators across the nation, confessing in exchange for stays of execution to cold cases across Utah, Illinois, Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa, ultimately claiming to have murdered at least 44 people during decades of riding the rails as a transient hobo, a widespread trail of slaughter criminologists dubbed the Jake Bird Cell. The Jake Bird hex remains one of Washington State's most terrifying pieces of true crime folklore. Stay tuned for more!